Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Thank you for joining us today for the Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices Florida Realty Impact Day. Just a couple of tips for an enjoyable webinar. It's helpful to have pen and paper or a tablet on hand to take some notes. And if you're experiencing any technical difficulty, you can text me at 954-579-7555, and that's my cell, and I'll try to troubleshoot from there. But you can view your own control panel by clicking on the arrows in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, and feel free to type a question or a chat as we will review these throughout the presentation today. So it's my pleasure to introduce to you Elaine Glandon. Elaine, it's all yours.
Thanks so much, Stacy, and welcome everyone to Impact Day. My name is Elaine Glandon. I'm the Vice President of the Northwest and Central Region for the company. So this morning, you're going to learn about the tools and services designed to enhance and benefit your real estate career. We have a dynamic lineup of real estate professionals that will walk you through the services, products, and tools available to each of you that will help you grow your business. So Berkshire Hathaway Florida Realty has 4 regional vice presidents. Each regional vice president oversees the activity of 9 or more offices. So I'm on the photo here, and I'm responsible for the offices in the Northwest and Central region, which includes the counties of Orange, Seminole, Lake, Hillsborough, Sarasota, Manatee, Brevard, Marion, and Alachua counties. So now please meet my counterparts. Carol Hill, who oversees the Northeast region, which includes the counties of Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River. And Sean Stradowski covers the Southwest region, which is Collier, Lee, and Charlotte counties. So please meet our president and CEO, Ray Mesa. And he is currently overseeing our Southeast region, which is comprised of Miami-Dade and Broward counties. Ray is active in the National Association of Realtors, Florida Realtors, and his local association, the Miami Association of Realtors. In 2021, Ray achieved the National Association of Realtors Emeritus status. The emeritus status is awarded in recognition of 40 cumulative years in membership of NAR and in recognition of valuable and lasting contributions to the real estate profession. And once again, Ray has been named to the Swaying Poll Power 200 for 2022. Ray repeatedly ranks among real estate's most powerful and influential real estate industry leaders in North America, according to the Swaying Poll Power 200, which is one of America's most influential executive publications. So Ray does an outstanding job of keeping all of us in the company up to date with newsworthy real estate industry information. So please be sure to read his valuable emails. So joining us today is Eric Spotswood, who's the Regional Market Manager for Prosperity Home Mortgage. Prosperity Home Mortgage is a full-service mortgage banker specializing in residential and refinance loans. Prosperity Home Mortgage offers a wide range of mortgage products, which Eric will review with you. Prosperity Home Mortgage is owned by HomeServices and is our in-house lender, part of our company's essential services. Eric and his team are dedicated to bringing you and your customers a smooth and successful mortgage loan process. So next on our agenda, we'll hear from Rob Dutcher, who is the Business Development Manager for Florida Title and Guarantee Agency. Rob will navigate us through the closing process. Florida Title and Guarantee is also owned by our company and is our in-house title company. another part of our essential services. Closing with Florida Title and Guarantee Agency is the #1 ingredient for a successful closing. Florida Title also offers a wide variety of training and educational classes each month, so be sure to talk with your local title rep to find out when classes are offered. Also joining us this morning is Joey Margolis from American Home Shield. A home warranty can make a huge difference in getting to a successful closing. American Home Shield is the leading national home warranty company for home appliance and systems. With American Home Shield, when things break down, American Home Shield steps up. They do a great job working with all of our offices company-wide. You will see and hear from them during your office sales meetings. And our final presenter today will be Stacy Benedict, who's the Vice President of E-commerce and Marketing. Stacy's going to discuss outgoing referrals and broker-to-broker referrals. These are business opportunities designed to enhance your earning potential and grow your network base. Stacy will also walk you through the Berkshire Hathaway marketing tools and technology designed to grow your business and help you be very successful. So now let's talk about Berkshire Hathaway. We are indeed a very special company. 3 years ago, we were welcomed into the HomeServices of America company, which is an affiliate of Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices. HomeServices is our parent company, and Warren Buffett's quote is so perfect. A home is one of the most important assets that most people will ever buy. Homes are also where memories are made, and you want to work with someone you can trust. So we are honored to be part of the HomeServices team. Becoming a member of HomeServices family of companies gives us a unique opportunity to grow and better serve our customers and serve you as sales professionals. While our roots are in residential real estate, we are an ever-expanding family of real estate brokerage, mortgage, title, and insurance companies. Each company enjoys strong brand recognition while sharing the same guiding principles of honesty, integrity, and commitment to delivering a superior customer experience. So HomeServices of America is a Berkshire Hathaway affiliate based in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and through its operating companies is the nation's premier provider of home ownership services. HomeServices is also the owner of Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices franchise network and numerous private label branded real estate companies. This map shows all the home services companies across the United States. And in 2021, the Home Services family of companies closed over 395,000 transactions with a sales volume of $203 billion. That's $billion in sales volume. It's a strong and successful company with a culture of integrity and a long-term investment philosophy. So now, here are the Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices Florida Realty statistics. In 2021, our sales volume exceeded $4.6 billion with over 14,538 real estate transactions. Our firm consistently ranks in the top 15 companies in the Berkshire Hathaway network of companies. In the state of Florida, we have been ranked as the #1 Berkshire Hathaway affiliate in sales volume and number of units. So we have a great deal to be proud of. We are a full-service brokerage founded in 1999. So we are in business 23 years, actually this July. Our company is comprised of over 30 branch offices across the state. We proudly serve customers in 22 counties with our 1,700 sales professionals. As a matter of convenience for you and your customers, you are welcome to use any of our office locations during business hours. Just have your business card with you when visiting another office. So our company is very diversified and uniquely positioned to assist home buyers and sellers from many different countries. Take a look at the languages spoken throughout our firm. Among our statewide sales professionals, there are 34 different languages spoken. If you fluently speak a second language, be sure to let your managing broker know. Now, excuse me, the brand. The Berkshire Hathaway brand is one of the most respected names in business worldwide. Warren Buffett said, "You will gain from the strengths of those around you." Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices is among the few organizations entrusted to use the world-renowned Berkshire Hathaway name. So strength, integrity, trust, longevity, and excellence make up the DNA of Berkshire Hathaway. According to the 2022 Forbes Global 2000 list, Berkshire Hathaway is the third largest public company in the world and employs over 360,000 people. So check out some of the Berkshire Hathaway companies. You will see some very familiar household brands. Geico Insurance, Dairy Queen, Duracell Batteries, Fruit of the Loom, Kraft Heinz, and many more. These are all owned by Berkshire Hathaway. And also be sure to visit the Berkshire Hathaway Resource Center to learn how you can receive discounts and benefits, all because of your brand affiliation. An additional accolade for our brand in 2022, according to Fortune magazine, the Berkshire Hathaway brand is the 6th most admired company worldwide. And Berkshire Hathaway has also ranked among the top 10 most admired companies for the last 15 years. The Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices network is comprised of more than 50,000 sales professionals in nearly 1,500 offices operating in all 50 states in the United States. And our global office expansion continues. The Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices brand can be found in Canada, Mexico, the Bahamas, England, Germany, Portugal, Spain, Italy, Greece, Dubai, and India. This global network map that we are looking at is a great visual that shows the reach of the Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate Network. This is a page you will want to include in all your listing presentations. This map can be found in the Berkshire Hathaway Resource Center. Now, turning to a different topic, show me the money. And we will be happy to do that when you refer a potential recruit to your managing broker. We would love for you to refer a sales professional colleague to any of our 30 branch office locations. And if hired, you will receive $400 upon the recruit's first closing and an additional $400 when the recruit has their second closing. And we've made it simple to provide us with the recruit's information. Just log on to our company's intranet at floridarealtyintranet.com. Scroll from the home page down to Team Building 2.0. This is the sales professional referral form. So you just open the PDF and you can complete the form, then print a copy and give it to your managing broker. So thank you in advance for helping us grow. So also, our strong culture aligns with our belief in giving back. The Sunshine Kids is a nonprofit organization dedicated to children with cancer. They provide positive group activities and emotional support to young cancer patients. All the Sunshine Kids activities are free of charge to the children and their families, and thousands of children in our local Florida markets and across the United States have enjoyed group activities, adventure trips, and they get the emotional support they need in one of the most difficult times of their young lives. And all monies come from individuals, foundations, and corporations, and Berkshire Hathaway nationally supports the Sunshine Kids. So since 2001, our company has raised over $3.9 million for the kids. And thanks to your efforts, we are the #1 Sunshine Kids Foundation fundraiser in Florida. So please go to sskchampions.com or text SSK to 50155 to donate. Plus, you can also sign up for automatic commission contributions. $5, $10, $20, anything will be appreciated and helpful to these children. So please talk with your managing broker to sign up. So buying or selling a home is an emotional experience, and people need an expert to partner with. A trusted real estate advisor, a forever agent to provide advice and guidance on the smartest move possible. A Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices Florida Realty sales professional is the stability consumers need in a world that never stops moving and changing. So we really thank you for joining our webinar today. You're a very important part of our company, our culture, and our future. So now we're going to continue with our presentation. Joining us now is Eric Spotswood, the Regional Market Manager with Prosperity Home Mortgage. Welcome, Eric.
Thank you, Elaine. I really appreciate it. So I know I can't see y'all, but I figured I'd give you an opportunity to see me. So for those who thought, hey, this is the lending part of it, this is a great time to take a nap or maybe go get a cup of coffee, I'm going to do my best to keep you awake and promise I'll do my best to make lending interesting. So as Elaine mentioned, I am the regional manager for Prosperity Home Mortgage. So that means that I am in all of our offices across the state of Florida. I'm actually here in South Florida right now visiting some friends. In a couple of weeks, I'll be rotating out in the market doing a great appraisal tour. So I hope to see some of you face to face. If you see me in your office, come over and say hi. That's part of my favorite part of the job. So who are we and what are we doing here? So Elaine mentioned a little bit in her intro that we are owned by Berkshire Hathaway. So we're not just another random lender, another company that could be replaced in a year or two. We're you. We are Berkshire Hathaway. And even though most people haven't heard Prosperity Home Mortgage, that's because we're the behind the scenes team, who supports Berkshire Hathaway. We have been around a long time. We've been around since 1984. We are in all of the Berkshire Hathaway offices across the country, all of the corporately owned ones, that is. There are some franchises that do their own thing as they're allowed to do. But we're in all of the Berkshire Hathaway corporately owned franchises across the country. So how that benefits you is, if you have someone, even if they're moving to Dallas, Texas, or Denver, Colorado, or Los Angeles, California, and you want to make sure that they're in the hands of a great lender, reach out to me. I've got contacts all across the country with my peers. I can make sure, just like you're referring them out for a great realtor, we can put them in the hands of a great lender. So don't just listen to me and me say that we're great. I always joke that that's like me saying I'm handsome, just ask my mom. Of course she's going to say that. Of course I'm going to say we're great. But I'm not the only one who thinks that. Mortgage Executive Magazine, Scotsman's Guide, think that we're one of the top lenders in the country. We're actually, with our $15 billion in production, in the top 20 largest lenders in the country. And who doesn't love a good review? Our average score is 4.97 out of 5 stars. So I say to people, don't use us because you own us. Don't use us because we happen to sit in your office. Use us because we're really, really good at what we do. We'd love an opportunity to show that to you. So I'd love to talk a little bit about other parts of the relationship, some of the things that we do. Here are some of the programs that we offer. I like to say that we're the third bowl of porridge in the Goldilocks story. We're not some small lender that's local, but maybe doesn't have all the technology and all the products that a big lender has. But we're not some gigantic national conglomerate where there's a million layers of red tape and bureaucracy, and it's just hard to get things done. So we have a lot of great programs that we have listed down below. But the thing that I think more than anything is great about us is the cultural synergy that we have. a lot of the reason that y'all are here with Berkshire Hathaway, and I don't want to make any assumptions, but one of the things that I think is the biggest benefit is it's not a transactional brokerage. They're about being trusted advisors. They're about being long-term partners for their clients, really being relational agents. That's who we are as a company as well. I'll give you a quick example of that. I had a client that we worked with just recently. They were working with another lender. They were having a huge issue trying to get the appraisal done. We swooped in, we're able to take that deal back over, and I'll tell a little bit more about why the appraisal process with us is different. We were able to use our appraisal panel, get them the value that they wanted on their home. We were able to close them within a week. So in that scenario, we did exactly what we were supposed to do with the client, but I looked at the client experience. They had been in process for 3 weeks with the other lender. They were having a ton of headaches, and not only that, they'd already paid for another appraisal that didn't hit the value that they want. So it's not the client's fault that that appraisal value didn't hit, but they still had to pay for it. So what I did is I made sure I waived the amount, wrote them a check for whatever they paid for the first appraisal to keep them whole in that scenario. It's not anything that we had done wrong. It was with another lender, and I'm not trying to insinuate that their value was wrong, but it's different than ours. But we wanted to make sure that the client was whole. That's a client that we want to make sure that we're investing in for you that's going to be a repeat client for years to come. So if we go on to the next slide, I want to show you some other really great programs that we have that are going to be absolute game changers for you and your clients. One more. There you go. Oh, actually, first, sorry, slides are out of order. Sorry, Stacey, that's my fault. This is the team. This is the difference makers for our group. These people are absolutely phenomenal. They're in local offices near to you. So, people ask all the time, how do we get in touch with you? My answer is however you would like to. You can get a hold of us by phone. We have our website that you can get your clients to that they can apply there. Or these people are local to the market. They can sit down with your clients. They can meet with them face-to-face. They can meet with you face-to-face. So this group, the thing I like to say about them is they're absolutely phenomenal lenders. They're better people. These are people that truly do care about the service, the experience, and the clients, and they're available to you. Well, one of the other things that does make us different is that I'm a part of the team as well. If you have a loan and you have a client that's working with Rocket Mortgage and it's 7 o'clock on a Friday and something's going awry, who do you get a hold of? If it's Saturday or if it's a holiday and you need to make sure something's going well and you have them working with a big bank, who do you get a hold of? With us, the answer is me. My cell phone is listed in this presentation. I have it on me 24/7. You can get a hold of me whenever you need. We're not a bank. We're not 8 to 5 Monday through Friday because no one on this call is 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. You all work 24/7, 365 days a year. That's what we do as well. And if you ever need anything, I'm here. I've got a 21-month at home, so I don't sleep that much anyway. You can get a hold of me whenever you need. So let's talk about some products. As you can tell already, I talk way too much to go through all these bullets. So I'm going to hit a couple of highlights that I think are really important for you. The first one is one that I'm really passionate about, especially in this market. It's our Buyer's Advantage program. Normally, a client comes in with a pre-approved letter and everything stops. The client doesn't, or the bank doesn't want to do anything with them until they actually have a signed contract, because if they do, they're going to start spending money. And they don't want to spend money until they know they have a contract and there's a potential they're going to make money back on that client. We look at it a different way. How can we help make this experience smooth? How can we help make sure that we're helping you to win bids? And that's what we do with our Buyer's Advantage. What Buyer's Advantage does is instead of just having a generic pre-approval letter, we put them through the whole loan process while they're shopping. This is absolutely no cost. It's absolutely no obligation for a client. There's no downside to this. So why do we do that? Because inherently, there are times where you have a pre-approval letter and things fall apart before closing. All the veteran agents who just joined the company probably had an experience where they had a client that was denied before closing. How does that happen? So part of the reason that happens is we don't know the client's full scenario coming up front. We just know some stated information that was normally done over about a 20-minute conversation on the initial application. So I would equate that to me taking my car into the shop and saying, it's leaking oil. Can you tell me what it is? They would make an estimate, but they really don't know what it is until they look under the hood of the car. Same thing's true with lending. I don't really know about a client scenario until I get all his documentation, until I look everything over, and then I can make sure that they're fully approved. So we'll do all that to make sure we're avoiding all the surprises on the back end. But the other thing that does from an experience standpoint, one of the reasons our survey scores are so good, is it takes all the stress inherently out of the process, because the stressful part of the process is now I've got a signed contract. I have my earnest money deposit on the line, and I'm nervous something's going to happen to it. And what if my loan doesn't go through? Well, if I can do that while you're shopping, there is no earnest money deposit on there. There is no impending closing date that you're taking towards. So I can get all that out of the way so that when you sign a contract, really all I need is appraisal, title, and maybe your homeowner's insurance, and I'm done. So it's a much less stressful process. We find that clients find it much more enjoyable. But the thing that it does for you, especially in this market, is it's a differentiator when you're putting your bids out there. So I know the inventory is starting to loosen up a little bit. It's not quite as competitive as it was earlier this year, but it's still competitive. So if you can have a situation where everyone goes in with their generic pre-approval letters that have not been vetted out, and you can go in with a pre-approval letter and say, listen, this is a fully underwritten, strong approval. That's how confident I am that's going to go to the closing table. Now, to boot with that, you have somebody who goes through this process, I'll give you a guarantee to give to the seller that says, we'll close on time, or I'll give them $10,000. That's how confident I am, because the loan process is basically already done. Of course, we're going to make it to the closing table on time. The other thing that I do want to put out is when you have these buyer's advantage approvals, when you have that $10,000 close on time guarantee, let my team make the call. Because if you're putting in your bid, agents are always calling the listing agents to tell them how great the client are, to try to get their deal to stand out against the others. So they're used to hearing that. But how many calls do they get from lenders that say, hey, I just want to let you know who I am. I'm local to the market. I've already vetted out this client. They've already been through underwriting. I just want to make sure you know how confident I am this is going to go to the closing table. I hear stories all the time where listing agents call back and say, that was the differentiator that won the bid. So let us make those calls. Again, it's absolutely free, no cost to you. So talk about free. If you have a teacher, if you have a first responder, they have no origination fee, just as a thank you for what they do for our community. We're going to waive that for them. If you have a VA client, I will not only waive the origination fee, but I'll also credit them back the cost of the appraisal at closing as a thank you for their service. If you have any veterans on this call or family members of veterans, thank you so much for your service. I know it is a full family experience. So you will not find anyone in the industry who will do a VA loan cheaper than us. You will not find anybody, I believe, who will do it faster than us either. So please give us the opportunity. So I'm going to skip down closer to the bottom. I kind of teased at it earlier. I talked about how we got an appraisal in way higher value than somebody else did. How did we do that? What's the secret sauce? Well, our secret sauce really is you. So one of the things that makes us different is we don't use an appraisal management company. So for those who don't know what appraisal management company is, after the crash that happened in 2008, there was legislation that went in that said the appraisal process has to be independent from the sales process because they felt like people were influencing values and it was overinflating what the market should be. So not to get into a market analysis, but what most people did to solve that is they said, well, I'll hire an outside company to order my appraisals. So what they do is they have a pool of appraisers that they pick. But sometimes you could be in Fort Lauderdale and you say, well, why is this person coming from Vero Beach to appraise my property? How do they know the local area? I'm over here in Naples, or sending me somebody from Fort Myers. What are you doing? So the reason that happens is for the luxury of finding these appraisers for the lender, they keep about a third of that fee. So if you have the client paying $500 for an appraisal, the appraiser might only be getting about $340 of that or something around that range. So what they do is they try to find an appraiser that's close to the property, as close as possible. But when somebody doesn't accept it because they don't want to get paid that amount, they start to expand the circle. Nobody accepts it, they expand the circle more. They expand it until somebody accepts the offer. And that's why you have people coming from far away to appraise it, which my heart goes out to my appraisal friends because it's kind of a thankless job. If they get the value where it's supposed to be, well, they should have. If it's anything under, they get beat up. So I really do feel for my appraiser friends. But it's a tough gig, and it's an even tougher gig if you're not local to the market and you don't understand it. So one of the things that we do is we went to your peers and we said, you tell us who the best appraisers in the market are. And we're going to put together a panel of them locally in each of the pockets that we have. Now, how do we do that? And why do other companies have it as an outside company? We have our own appraisal department. I have a chief appraiser on staff. It is completely independent of sales. So that's how we meet all the regulatory requirements. But it gives us that hyper-local focus with appraisers that know the local market. Now, why do they want to work with me? Because I charge the same amount that the other lender is going to charge, but I don't keep one penny of that money. I give 100% of it to the appraiser. So the best appraisers in the market want to work with us because I'm going to pay you more. And I also pay them at the time that the inspection is done, not after closing. So I pay them more and I pay them faster. We do that because we know how important the appraisal is to the process. And because of that, we have about a third of the occurrences of low appraisals that the regular market sees. So when you come over to us, you know that you're working with somebody local. So Steve, if we can hit up that next slide. So if I've given you a lot of good information about things that we can do for you, if you need one more, you have a client that's not all the way sold in, we also have a meet or beat campaign. Come over and talk to us. And if we're not the best rate out there, and then you can show me with a valid loan estimate, that's one of the things that we look for because I don't want a generic quote online. I want to show that it's specific to the client. If you can give me that loan estimate, I can't meet it, and the client closes with that rate, I'm going to give them a $250 gift card. That's how confident I am in the offer. So what I say to my team all the time is we're never going to talk somebody into taking a worse deal. So if you have deals that you are working on with somebody else, get them over to us and my team will tell them. Like if that's a deal that they're running some sort of a special or there's something great going on, we'll tell them that's a great deal. Now, here's some of the things that we think that we can do for you that maybe the other person can't. We'll always have full disclosure and transparency, but we're always going to make sure that they're getting the best deal possible. So I offer that up as well. If you have a client that's in process already, they're not going to leave their other lender, but you just want a second set of eyes on something, let my team and I look at that. We'll be happy to look it over to make sure we're checking to see that there's no small print or anything else that's going on. So in conclusion, I really appreciate it. I'm really looking forward to meeting everybody in the local markets. I hope I didn't bore anybody with a terrible lending conversation. I'll leave you. I mentioned it a moment ago, but I really want to highlight this. We know even if you wanted to get us 100% of your clients, you don't have the ability to do it because your client's second cousin is a broker and they promised them that they'd work with them and all those things. But it doesn't mean you don't have questions on those files, and it doesn't mean you don't need help. We're here to help you, and there's not a tiny asterisk at the end that says, as long as I've got the loan. No, we're here to help you, period, end of story. If you have questions, if it helps to grow your business, whatever is involved, we're here to help you. And we're just proud to be part of the family. So thank you all for being here. Hand it over to my man, Rob Dutcher, who is a fantastic guy, by the way. Florida Title, huge plug for them. They are fantastic. Whenever I see they're working on a file with us, we know that's going to be a smooth closing. So shout out to Rob and the team. I look forward to seeing everybody in the local market. Take care.
So Rob, it's all yours.
Thank you, and thank you, Eric. Good morning, everybody. My name is Rob Dutcher. I'm the Business Development Manager for Florida Title and Guarantee. In addition to myself, you're going to see some other people that you will see not only in person at points, but also on the bottom of all of our emails, you're going to see the managers' names right there in case you have any questions, comments, concerns. And so obviously we have Jeff, who is our division president. We have Sherry, who's our East Coast regional manager, and then Kelly Davis, who is our West Coast regional manager. And I'm going to go through this slide and I'm going to add my own spin to it, as I always do with this slide. It goes over the fact that we have a commitment to superior customer service. We have dedicated title license reps throughout the state. It's not a requirement for us to have that, and then we offer industry expertise. Now, what all of this means is very simply that what we do is different than other title companies. How we react, how we act, all of that fun stuff. And the reason for that is simply because we're there with you. So not only are we in the offices with you, so our customer service is on a different level. We're not saying customer service as in you call us and complain and we have a solution. Our customer service is staring at you every day. Also, on top of that, we have licensed title representatives. So just like with what you do for a living, we can get licensed. However, we don't have to be licensed. We as a company have said we're all going to be licensed. And then what that means is just like you, we have classes that we have to take. So I have a class tomorrow where I have to go and get more credits and all of that fun stuff. It keeps us up to date with what's going on within the industry, issues, concerns, everything like that. And then obviously we conduct face-to-face closings at all Berkshire Hathaway HomeService Realty. So we are once again in the office with you. And then you can also, as an agent, get paid directly at closing. So everybody's had those one-off deals where you didn't get your check, or there's a check issue, or there's this or there's that. Obviously we're there with you. So you can get your check directly at closing. And now on to Stacy's favorite and what is quickly becoming my favorite slide, which is what all of this means. So all of you went through, got your license to become a real estate agent. They talked a bit about title and mortgage. We heard Eric talk a bit about mortgage, but it really, I mean, I've been doing this now 21 years, and I go to parties and people say, what do you do for a living? And I say, well, I'm in title. And they say, well, what's that mean? And I say, well, you know, that person that's sitting in a room with you, when you sign documents, that's me. It's the easiest way to explain it because there's so much that goes into it. So essentially you go out and you do your hard work. You get a listing, you find a buyer, whatever hard work you've done in order to get that contract. So once the contract and the deposit come in, you're going to see the two separate sections. You're going to see mortgage on the left and then title on the right. So on our side, what we do is we do what's called a title search and an exam. And what that means is we do a search of the public records to make sure we have everything. So do they have an old mortgage? Do they have an old lien? Is there an old deed that's an issue? All of that fun stuff. Once we do that, we issue what's called a commitment. And the commitment is our commitment in order to issue what's called a policy at the very end, which is really what this is all about. And that policy is what we're doing for a living. So once we've done the commitment, you're going to see the processor is going to go out and get surveys, payoffs. They'll get any liens taken care of, such as judgments, foreclosures, all of that fun stuff. Once we have all of the title done, you're going to see the closer will have everything done. And then we're going to see the lender revises, and then we're going to see where we meet with mortgage in the middle. So essentially over on the left-hand side, if you're working with the buyer, you're working with the lender, we're getting all of this done. If you're working with the seller, then obviously all that's happening without us knowing too much on your side, but internally, we're talking to that lender constantly. So once we've done that, the title company will receive the closing instructions and the documents from the lender. We'll prepare the documents, which means taking all of their documents, taking all documents, our documents, and then combining that into what's called the closing package. We'll then do the physical closing, and then we'll take care of all the funding. So do we need a funding number from this lender? Do we have the money? What's going on with that part of it? Once we've closed and funded, the documents will go off for recording. And then once the recording comes back, we can issue that title policy. And that title policy, like I said, that's really what we do for a living as a title company. That is our product. The rest of this is what we're doing as the service or the ends in order to issue the title policy. Title policy tells the seller, actually tells the buyer, essentially they own the title free and clear, meaning that there are no existing liens, there's no issues, anything like that. If they run into an issue, then they can come back to us down the road, and then we go ahead and get that resolved. The other thing I like to talk about is the information that we receive up front. So obviously you've done all of the hard work. So especially in this market where listings are coming harder and harder to come by, or they want something here, they want something there. Once you've gotten that listing and or your buyer, then all of the information needs to be supplied to whatever title company you use. So like Eric said, we as a title company, we operate a little bit different, just like they do as a mortgage company. We're here on every single transaction, whether you have the deal, you don't have the deal, you've given us the deal, they know an attorney, whatever it may be. So all of this information has less to do with a Florida title and more to do with when you submit your actual paperwork. So make sure that we have marital status, contact information, all of the addendums. So if an addendum comes in, make sure you send it over right away. Important information, mail away closing. Obviously, that's a big deal. We live in Florida. Some buyers live here, some buyers don't. Some sellers live here, some sellers don't. Some sellers are on vacation. Some sellers are here, some sellers are there. So knowing that it's going to be a mail away is great information to give up front so that we make sure that we get our timeline matched up to the fact that it's a mail away, because it's going to take a little bit longer to get those documents back, get them funded, all of that fun stuff. The other thing is a recent death of a title holder. Obviously, that's a big deal because of probate and all of that fun stuff. Use of a power of attorney, property that's held in a trust or a corporate entity, and then any cooperating broker information. So obviously the co-op broker on an agent on all of the information is very important to us because we need to get them involved with all of it too. So maybe we need the buyer's agent's information so that we can get hold of the buyer, so we can get a hold of the lender, so we can get it all together so that we all close on time. And then once again, any updates on closing changes. So it's important to work with the buyer, mortgage company, seller on the closing dates. And if there's any changes, let us know so that we can go ahead and change our schedule and change our time frame to accommodate it. There's also obviously deals that you can get. So you can ask your local branch manager or your FTGA representative for the flyer that we see, different discounts that we can offer. After that, we're going to take a little bit of a detour and talk about technology that we have. So every title company has technology. We have technology. Our technology is going to be a little bit different as we see. So the very first thing we see is the FTGA exchange. Now, the exchange is part of a global thing that we do, meaning all of HomeServices title companies. So obviously, we're not a little small company. We're this huge national company. Berkshire Hathaway is the largest brokerage in the world, and so in our states, obviously, we have a lot of title companies. So if you click and visit the exchange helps ensure accurate, on-time, and secure transactions. Now, everybody says that, but what it's actually doing is the information submitted via the exchange is more secure than paper and email. It reduces the risk of fraudsters intercepting non-public personal information and other financial information surrounding the transaction. And it uses what's called MFA. And we see MFA all the time. It's the multi-factor authentication. So maybe we have it set to our business Facebook page. We have it set to our personal Facebook page, Instagram, whatever it may be. A lot of times we set it up so essentially if somebody tries to log in and it's not us, we get something. And the same thing when we go to log in, then we get a text and we have to confirm it. The reason that is so important is that one of the largest issues we face as an industry is wire fraud. And so all of our wire instructions go through the exchange. We're not going to email, we're not going to send, we're not going to call, we don't want to do any of that. We want to give them it as secure a way as possible. So if it's come through there, then it means that it's secure on our end and it's secure on their end so that they receive it. You can also log in and you'll get invited on every single file to the exchange. What that means to you is if you want your closing documents at the end uploaded and stored into that file, so in case somebody comes back and says, hey, do you happen to have a copy of blank? We can do all of that for you. And the buyers and sellers can log in to view the active and closed transactions in their dashboard. So if they have multiple files, they can do that. They can view wire instructions. They can securely chat. They can submit documents securely and receive documents from us as well. And what that means is nobody will have a sticky note that says this is the social security number because all of it can be sent through the exchange. So the information sheets, what we need to know, all goes through the exchange so that it's as secure as possible. And then we also have the FTGA fee sheet app. Other companies have fee sheet apps. I'm fully aware of that. It's not unique to us. However, ours is unique to the fact that we have 40 offices at this point across the entire state. Different fees are different areas. And so we had to actually build our very own from the ground up in order for you to be able to run fee sheets at any point. And it allows you as the agent to run a fee sheet at any point. You can still ask us for a fee sheet and we will send it over to you, but you can then run it when you're in the grocery store and send it via PDF to the person that you're standing next to. And you can just kind of see a few of the screens. You're going to see you'll sign in with Apple, or if you're using the Android app, it has the Android thing, all that fun stuff. You can select your closing office, your type, and you just kind of put in your property address, and the end result is what we see over there, which is just a run sheet that says here's how much it's going to cost, and then you can go ahead and send that. I usually recommend everybody in the way the app actually works is it sends it to your email first, so that way you can take the document. You can dress up the language that you want to use to send over to the seller that you're trying to work with, and you can say, okay, here's this sheet, and then you can also do multiple sheets for the same property. So if you want to say this one's $250, or here's a quote for $350, and here's a quote for $450, because we're trying to figure out how much it's going to be, then you can do a quote for all of those and send those all out. You also have the ability both as you and then as you can actually capture the earnest money. So you don't have to carry around that physical check anymore. You don't have to make a special trip to the office. You can actually use the program. And when you scan it in, it's just like when you scan it into your local bank. When you put in our information, you select us as the company, you put in your name, all that fun stuff, and it'll go directly over to us and we can put it directly into the account. And then the other thing we have is a title search offered at listing. And with the current market, obviously, most people, if they're a seller, they're just putting it on the market, and then somebody's offering them $10 billion for it, and then you got to figure out the appraisal and all that fun stuff. It's still a good tool to have, meaning that before you even take the listing, or if you're working with someone about a listing, you can do what's called the title search, and the title search would show any liens, any issues, anything they have. One of the big surprises that people run into is when it comes to those energy loans. So they've gone through and they took out a loan and they don't realize it's a loan for new windows and all that fun stuff, and they say, well, it's just going to roll over to the taxes, so it doesn't matter, I'll just sell the property, it's in the taxes. Well, the problem is that that still needs to be paid off. So now they have a $30,000 loan that they didn't know about, and now they can't actually afford to sell the home. So all of the information that we can give you as the agent, that's part of it. Part of what we can give you is the knowledge of what's actually on there. Do they have an HOA lien that needs to be handled? Do they have an old federal lien? Something like that. And once again, just to tell a bit of a story at the very end, before my time is up, we do want to be your title company. That is our main goal, obviously. We are in the offices with you, and the reason we're there is to offer you title insurance. Now, I always tell the story of my Mount Dora offices, and when I first started, I would go to my Mount Dora office so often, and I was always there, and it's an open office. There's no door for me to shut. I was just in the middle, and I loved being in the middle because it meant any agent could walk up to me and ask me any question. And it could be, hey, Rob, what's wrong with my phone? Do you have an answer to my phone? It could be, hey, Rob, what kind of this should I get? Or it could be a title question. It could be a real estate question. It could just be an opinion. It didn't matter. And I ended up spending so much time in that office that I deem them family still to this day, but I spent so much time that I saw them more than my brother. And it doesn't sound like a lot until I tell you my brother literally lives 6 doors down from me. And I was seeing the Mount Dora agents, my Mount Dora brokers, the assistant broker and all that stuff, more than I was seeing him. So as a person who's been doing this 21 years, this is the first time I've been at a company where I'm in a real estate office with them every day. And I could have never imagined back in the day having somebody just walk into my office. But now the fact that people get to walk into the office and talk to us is such a big advantage to us and to you, because not only can we help you on the deals that we do have, but we can help you on the deals that you don't have. And so once again, I hope that as you come aboard, you try FTGA, even if you've used another title company in the past, and just kind of give us a try. Let us know what we can do. And even if you're not going to try us, come and ask them questions, try and trick them. And so once again, I'd like to thank everybody for giving me a few minutes to talk to you guys. And thank you again, Stacy, for inviting me each time.
Absolutely, Rob. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate all the information. And I think we put directions on how to, thank you, how to download our favorite PDF on Life of a File. So it's a really good thing there too. So thank you for sharing all of that technology. It is my pleasure to introduce Joey Margolis from American Home Shield. So Joey, it's all yours.
Hey, hello everybody. I hope everybody is doing awesome. I am super happy to be here. If we can go ahead and just flip it to the next slide, that would be perfect. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Joey with American Home Shield. I cover the Southwest Florida region. I love working with you guys. I'm super excited that we are partnered up. One of the biggest questions I get is, what is the biggest difference between us and other companies? It really boils down to two big things. Is one, we are the oldest, largest everything company out there. We've paid over 2 billion claims in the last 5 years in repairs and replacements. We just had our 50-year anniversary. And the second biggest thing is having a rep like myself. We have reps throughout the state. We are here to help and make it easy for you. No 800 numbers needed. You're welcome to call us directly anytime. You could hit to the next slide, please. So I'm going to talk about coverage very, very briefly. Mostly I want to focus on how you can use this information to sell more homes and sell them faster, right? So we have 3 different types of plans. We changed everything around on April 1st. So we do it like the Old Testament. So we'll start from right to left. The Shield Essential is our basic plan. It's going to cover the essential items in the home: AC, heat, plumbing, electrical, water heater. Now it also includes garage door openers, ceiling fans, vent fans, and doorbells. Our Shield Plus is our package that includes appliances. It's plus the appliances. So that will include the main systems as well as the appliances. The biggest change to that, there aren't many, but some of the cool things that I like about this is we cover multiple refrigerators and washers and dryers. We used to charge extra for that. But if you have a garage in the fridge, or you have an extra set of a washer and dryer, whether it's for the pool, whatever the case may be, it's all going to be covered under the Shield Plus. And our most comprehensive coverage that I have seen in the almost 8 years that I've worked here is the Shield Complete. It includes the items from the Essential and the Plus, as well as free roof leak coverage and free rekey for the buyer after the home closes. So they get $200 worth of stuff free in the top plan. The biggest stuff, though, is going to be, it covers all of the coolant for the AC. So there's no charges for the buyers for that. Also, it covers up to $1,250 in modifications. Why this stuff all really matters to you is going to be on the next slide. If you could hit forward, please. If you could go to the next one, too, we just covered this. Boom. So 6 benefits of American Home Shield. So these are 6 different ways that you can use American Home Shield in your everyday business, right? So first and foremost, manage the risk. The way it's set up with real estate agents is you close on a home, you get paid, you have to move on to the next one, right? It's great when you get referrals. repeat customers, but the end of the goal is to sell as many homes as possible. One of the best things about it is it will help you manage the risk. The reality is things break after closing, right? It happens. I close on my home. 3 days later, my dryer broke. I get stories at least once a week. So the best thing is if they have a home protection plan from American Home Shield, they're going to call us after closing instead of calling you. Why that matters? That keeps you moving on to the next closing. We'll handle any of their issues that come up. It will help you win more listings, right? It's one of those things where I truly believe it sets you apart as, being an expert. All the real estate agents, when they come and do a listing presentation, they're going to talk about, oh, we advertise here, we do open houses, yada, yada, yada. But what do you do that makes you different? So, Berkshire Hathaway gives you all of these great tools. American Home Shield is just another tool for that tool bag. I have agents that will use it as part of the marketing plan. I have agents that use it as a Hail Mary, like list with me today, I will include this for you. The best thing about it is it does not cost anything. You only have to pay at closing, right? So if the home doesn't sell, you don't have to pay for it. I'm going to skip to number 6 because we're talking about sellers. So help sellers with home inspections, right? When a home inspector comes in, they're very detailed. They have to be. One of their favorite things to say, I swear, is, hey, this AC works right now. It's past its useful life. It could work for 3 months. It could work for 3 years. There's no way to tell, right? And this is what they say on all of them. It freaks the buyer out. If you have the home warranty on there, it's much less expensive to provide a home warranty than it is to drop the price $5,000 or lose the deal. I mean, 15% of all real estate transactions are falling out before closing right now. So don't fall into that percentage. Use this, help keep your deals together. Strengthen the client relationships and get more referrals. So this is one of my favorite things, and I always use this quote. It's from Maya Angelou, but it ties in perfectly. Her quote is this, people forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but they never forget how you made them feel, right? And I promise you, if you are able to save them thousands of dollars, whether it's you told them about the warranty, you asked the seller to pay for the warranty, it's the best thing about the FAR Bar As Is contract is it's right in there. The truth is, though, if you save them thousands of dollars, they will remember you. On top of that, I will turn that into a great touch point for you. Every time your customer uses American Home Shield, I get a report. I'll send out notifications to you, and I'm sending them out to your managers also. But I'll let you know that, hey, we went out to so-and-so's house, we spent this much money, and we did this work on their home. That is a fantastic opportunity for you to call them. It's not a cold call, it's a warm call. Fantastic opportunity for you to reach out. Hey, I saw American Home Shield came out there. Who do you know looking to buy or sell, right? Great option for you. Number 4, make offers stand out in multiple offer situations. The market is softening, but there are still multiple offer situations going on, especially when you get to some of the lower, first-time home buyer price points, right? So the one really cool tool to use American Home Shield for, and reach out to me with any questions about it. But the short version is this, is you submit your multiple offer to the seller. In there, you will say that the buyer is going to purchase American Home Shield home warranty at closing. They will also pay for seller's coverage, so the seller has coverage while the home is listed. So before inspection through closing. It's only $75 extra. It actually works. It's something tangible for the seller and can help keep that deal on track and get to closing. And last but not least, protect budget and low inventory markets. It's not even low inventory that's an issue. It's also inflation, right? I mean, we set a 40-year high, came out yesterday. One of the best ways to control costs is to not have to pay for things, right? If American Home Shield is paying for the full cost of the repair or replacement, you're protecting your budget, you're protected against inflation. We are here to help. Nobody pays more than we do. If you could hit the next slide for me, please. Yep, the multiple offer one. So this is real brief, touch on it really quick. Like I said, buyer to pay for a 1 year American Home Shield. Upon acceptance of our offer, they'll purchase the home warranty coverage for the seller and extend it through to closing for them at no cost for them. I can send that to y'all if you need it. So our plans, very, very straightforward. We do 1 or 2 year pricing, right? So the basic plan for single family is $425. Our best coverage, the Shield Complete, is $725. Condos, townhomes, villas is $325 to $625. We have a new construction warranty. It's not like a typical builder warranty. It is set up to start when the builder warranty ends. The homeowner will get 4 years of coverage. So typically a builder gives 1 year warranty. They can order this before that year is up, and they will get an additional 4 years of coverage for the price listed right there on the application. We also have add-in coverage. We have roof leak. If they don't want it free, and they rather just pay for it with the Shield Essential or the Shield Plus, they can add it in for $100. We have coverage for the well pump and septic, pool, spa, and our electronics coverage is really neat. It covers all the electronic items in the home, like your laptop, the flat screen TV you see behind me, whatever the case may be. So that is a great add-on. It doesn't have to be new, right? You can put it on any of your electronics that are in the home. And if you could hit to the next one. You guys, I love agents, right? And I want y'all to experience what the home warranty is like and have it on your home. So you will always be able to get the real estate pricing, which is discounted, which is what I just showed you. On top of that, since you are a real estate agent, I will be able to give you $50 off of that home warranty. So it's $50 off any of our plans. You just got to reach out to me. I'm happy to get you all set up on that. And to just kind of recap, that should be, I think, the last slide. You know, we're here to help, right? So whether it's, you can always call me directly. If I can't help you, I'll get you in touch with somebody that can. You know, please remember, this is a great tool, you know, to get more listings. You know, don't deal with buyer objections. Like I said, it's much easier to pay for a warranty than it is to drop price $5,000 or lose the deal. So if you have a buyer objection, you know, and it's mechanical, I got you covered on that one. And then last but not least, like I said, don't be afraid to ask the sellers to pay for it. You know, the lower price points, the first-time home buyer price points, starter homes, they're still very chaotic, lots of offers. But as soon as you get over that 350 price point up into 400,000, sellers are paying for these, right? So don't be afraid to ask. Your buyers will appreciate that they got this for free from the seller. It will save them lots of time and money. And as always, I appreciate y'all, and I look forward to seeing you guys again in the near future.
Great. Thank you so much, Joey. That was all really good information. And again, all of these slides, this session is being recorded as well. So after this presentation, we'll send it out to you so you have it as a reference. You can write down the phone numbers, contact anybody that you need to, but we're also going to make this full recording available on the homepage of our intranet and on our company YouTube channel. So all that information will be sent out to you as well. So it's my pleasure to introduce, actually, we do have Linda Lindenmoyer in person joining us today. We're super happy she could join us. So Linda, it's all yours.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to turn my camera off so that you can be sure to see the full slides. So let's get started. Yes, I am thrilled to be here. Welcome to the Berkshire Hathaway family. And as Stacy said, I am your Vice President of Relocation and Referrals and Business Development, and am thrilled to be here and support you and your business. So on the next slide, it reminds me to tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do. And I'm going to do that on the next slide, I think. And just really the focus today is to tell you how you can make some quick money. So I know that's got your piqued your interest now, right? So on the next slide, you met me, saw my face, but here are the rest of our relocation team that, again, are here to support you. And that's Monica McBride, and she's our relocation manager, and she generally deals with the referrals that we receive from relocation management companies, people who are moving to our market areas as a result of their job change, or perhaps leaving our market area as a result of a job change. And then we also have Adrian Valadares, and he handles our incoming broker referrals we receive from other brokers across the country and maybe even internationally as well. And then he's also here to support you with your referrals that you'll need to place with other brokers across the country. In other words, when one of your customers has a real estate need outside of our company's market area, so that could be as close as Jacksonville, Florida, or Denver, Colorado, or maybe Costa Rica. But anyway, so that's your team. And then on the next slide, I want to share with you that we belong to one of the largest referral networks in the world, and that's HomeServices of America. Berkshire Hathaway is part of HomeServices of America, and we just have some amazing broker partners in all markets of the country. We are also a member of the Worldwide Employee Relocation Council, and that provides us the opportunity, again, to work with these relocation management companies that will be referring their corporate transferees to us that are relocating as a result of their job. And they were a member of the Relocation Directors Council as well. And that keeps us in front of my colleagues so that when they have a choice of which broker to go to in our various market areas, that they'll remember us and work with us. On the next slide, I want to just explain to you that please think of your relocation department as a central source for referral transaction information. In other words, we're kind of the clearinghouse. So we receive incoming referrals from, again, brokerages and across the country and those relocation management companies. And then we also place your outgoing referrals. So we have a database, it's called ReloSpec, and it keeps all of that data for us. So think of us as kind of the clearinghouse for referrals, because we want to keep track of all of our referrals and make sure that they're all managed well, and that source of that referral is very happy so that they send us more business in the future. So as a result of that, all referral agreements are to be signed by our relocation department. So you as an individual sales professional, nor your broker manager, we would ask that neither of you actually sign referral agreements. If someone sends one to you directly, we ask that you send it to us, and we will take a look at that. It doesn't cost you any money by any means. Sometimes there's that belief out there that you don't want to send it to Reload, it might cost you some money. No, that's not the case at all. We're reviewing the language of that referral agreement to be sure that it's written correctly and that you're not agreeing to pay too much referral fee or referral fee on both sides of the transaction. If they're only referring the listing side, you don't want to pay a referral fee on the purchase side too. So we're reviewing the language for all kinds of little details. Plus, we're going to record that referral in our database. So if we get another referral on that same customer, and frankly, you'd be surprised how often that may happen, we don't want to agree to two referral agreements on the same customer and be responsible for two fees on the same customer. So in that respect, that's why it's always good to keep in mind that referral agreements need to come to your relocation department. And then, of course, we manage the referral fees that are paid to the source of that relocation department, and we make sure that they're done promptly and correctly so that, again, they'll be inclined to send us more business in the future. Okay, thank you. On this slide, you'll see these are the names of some of those, excuse me, those relocation management companies that we work with regularly. And we are, Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices Florida Realty is an approved broker with all of the relocation management companies. And that's because of the way we're set up with our relocation department and our certifications and our training and the way we manage our referral business. But frankly, we're most often the preferred broker for these relocation management companies as well. So, that just really keeps us in good standing for a lot of business to come our way so that we can assign that to our agents. In fact, we've won awards. Here's a couple of things, a couple of awards that we've won. We've been awarded for our excellent service. So kudos to our relocation team agents that have kept us in good standing with all these referral sources. So on the next slide, it says from across the country, broker to broker referral. So this is a reminder explaining that we, again, as I said, we receive referrals from other brokerages. So when an agent in another city outside of our company's market area, when that agent has a customer with a need within Florida Realty's market area, then they'll send that to us. That's called an incoming broker referral. And then the same is true. The opposite is true. When you have a customer with a real estate need outside of Florida Realty's market area, then we're here to support you to be sure that that referral gets placed in the right hands with a good brokerage that's going to do a good job. And keep in mind that this is not just residential referrals. This can be for commercial real estate needs as well. So anytime you have a customer that has a commercial real estate need in another market area, that's also an outgoing referral opportunity for you. And then on the next slide, just to again elaborate a little bit more on corporate referral opportunities. So these take place when an employer is sponsoring an employee's relocation. And so typically these types of programs involve some really nice benefits. It can include the cost of selling their current home, wherever that may be, the cost of closing on a new home, wherever that may be, some benefits on the mortgage side, on the title side, temporary housing. Excuse me, the company will often pay for the shipment of their belongings and their vehicles. Even things like trailing partner employment assistance. So these corporate relocation opportunities, usually that employee's getting some nice benefits. It varies by employer, of course, and what their benefit policy may be. But I just want you to understand that these are usually very motivated and very well taken care of employees. And so we are thrilled to get those referrals. And again, we're the approved broker with all the relocation management companies. There's about 60 of them, and they were preferred by most often as well. So we manage the referrals, that again, as I said, that come to us and the ones that we send out on your behalf. So we manage all of that information. We follow up with the agents that are involved, a referring agent, if it's a broker referral, the referring agent, the assigned agent. We follow up extensively throughout the process to be sure that everything is going well, that everybody's in the loop, that if there is a hiccup in some way, that we're involving everyone to help advocate to get everything squared away so that things go smoothly. And then we do some reporting as well to the sources of our business. And as I said, we make sure that referral fees are paid to that source of the business in a timely manner. So again, welcome to the Berkshire Hathaway family. The quickest opportunity for you to make some money with support of your relocation department is with outgoing referrals. So I want to keep that in mind. Frankly, sometimes I have found that sales professionals may not understand that they can, that they even have the opportunity to do this. And yes, your Florida real estate license allows you to receive a referral fee from a transaction that takes place in another state, and frankly, even another country. So keep that in mind. When you have a friend, a family member, a past customer, someone in your farm area, maybe you're on floor and you are on an open house, or you're knocking on the door of a for sale by owner, there's an opportunity there to help them, of course, with whatever needs are there in your local market, but also if anything they may need outside, again, of Florida Realty's market area. So you want to keep that top of mind. One of the things I suggest to you, in fact, if you knock on the door of a for sale by owner, ask them if they're moving out of the area, out of the state, and then talk to them about, would they like a pre-qualified realtor in that other city that could help them in their home purchase needs. So that's the kind of mentality you need to have to keep top of mind so that you can find out about these opportunities. So how can you make the best use of this opportunity? Well, on this slide, there's our e-card. So Stacy has been so kind to develop this great e-card for us that's there for your use. It's available on Market Resource Center. And if you haven't yet been told how to access that, you will be as part of your Impact Day training here. But you'll want to send out this e-card to everyone in your sphere of influence fairly regularly. And once you've learned how to set this up, set it up to go out every couple of months, maybe. At a minimum, maybe once a month if you'd like, but you want to get this out to your sphere of influence, because frankly the public does not understand intuitively that you can do this for them. They don't understand that they may want to buy a place in the North Carolina mountains and that you can help them. They don't have to go online and try to figure out who's the best person to help them with that process. You can do that for them. So you need to tell them that you can do it, and you need to remind them. So be sure to use this e-card. All right, and then next it says, okay, you're interested. So and you've got a customer that has a need. So then what do? Well, we have a referral worksheet. I'm going to show you that in a moment. That you'll want to complete, and it'll make it so easy for you if you'll use this form. And it's found on our intranet, and again, you'll be told, if you haven't already, you'll be told where to find that. But it's an online form. So if I were you, I would maybe in your contacts on your phone, go ahead and create a new contact, maybe call it outgoing referral or something like that. and put the link to the form right there in your contacts. And then so let's say you're talking to a for sale by owner and they need help in purchasing a home in, say, Charlotte, North Carolina. And so you just click on that link right there in your contacts. It opens up the form. You can fill it out right there and press submit, and that's all you'd have to do. So here's the form. Thank you, Stacy. So you'll see how easy it is. But if you don't have it in your phone, you can go to it on our internet site right there. It's under, or you can use this QR code as well to access the form. And again, this fill in the blanks and press submit, and it will go over to Adrian. And then in our relocation department, again, who manages our broker referrals, and he'll get that and he'll call you if there's any need for any further information. But typically, if you'll fill in the blanks, that's what we'll need to get things started, because we want to take care of needs and referrals quickly. So many times he can go ahead and get started right away with what you have what you have filled out. So on this slide, it's really just to show you how easy the money is to make. And the example here, I need to update this because it uses a $250,000 sale. Well, we know there's very few of those nowadays. But even at a $250,000 sale, let's say you're at a 60% agent split. So you will send that referral out, and then you'll get your split. If your split is 60%, that's a little over $1,000 that you've made just for remembering to ask for the opportunity to refer someone. So what if you do that many times through the year? That could be, if you did that once a month, that's $12,000 a year. And again, it just takes a few minutes to ask for the opportunity to refer someone, get their permission, fill out the form, press submit. So easy, easy money. On the next slide, it shows $250,000 sale at 75% split. That's $1,300 per transaction. So just keep this top of mind. There's my contact information. Again, Stacy mentioned you'll be getting these slides. So please reach out to me, phone, email, in any way that either way is fine. Just reach out to me and with any way that I can support you in your business at any time. And again, welcome to the Berkshire family. We're so thrilled to have you. Thank you, Stacy. Any questions?
Thank you so much, Linda. That was all really good information as well. And I think what I'll do, just to make it easier and more convenient for everybody that joined us today, whenever I send out the slides, I'll also send a copy of the referral worksheet, so they'll just have it at the ready whenever they're ready to go.
Oh, appreciate that. Thank you. Again, welcome everybody. Have a great day.
Thanks for joining us. Okay, so coming down to the stretch, thank you for being on the call with us for the past hour and 40, about an hour and 12 minutes long. My presentation, again, all of the slides I'm going to go through pretty quickly, but you are going to get a copy of those, so you can always reference them back if you need to. So Berkshire Hathaway, we talked about a lot about the brand, who we are. We're so glad that and fortunate that you're part of our company. A couple of things I wanted to point out on the Berkshire Hathaway Global Network website. It's bhhs.com. You appear here. All of your listings appear here. You are the contact on all of your listings. And this website is translatable in 12 different languages and 47 currencies. So when you're on a listing presentation, a marketing presentation, make sure to include this slide or this talking point with your seller, so they know that no matter where the buyer is coming from around the world, they can search for property in their native language and be a little bit more comfortable. Again, just as our properties are translated, consumers can search for agents who may speak another language as well. So as Elaine mentioned, if you happen to fluently speak another language, make sure it's included on your online profile, as well as your designations. And what I suggest doing is find you on bhhs.com just as a consumer would. And whenever you find yourself, make sure your photo is up to date, you're located in the right office, your name is spelled correctly, your phone number is appearing. And on the agent details page, this is where you can enhance your profile. You can add your social media links. You can add your designations. If you have current active listings, make sure they're displaying also underneath your agent details. And if your MLS allows, which I'm pretty sure most of them do, your past closed transactions from the past 24 months shows up on your profile as well. The world is a big place, And our global syndication strategy strives to capitalize on consumer preferences and search patterns to keep our listings in front of the world's most serious and qualified home buyers. On BHHS.com, we've had over 29 million visitors, representing a lot of the countries that you see on the screen. And this PDF is downloadable on the Resource Center. And this is a great visual to take with you on a listing presentation as well. It's called Good to Know Global Listing Syndication. And I'm going to say listing presentation because that is a vernacular that we pretty much refer to. But you're really doing a marketing presentation and a marketing proposal. So when you're talking to your sellers, you're providing them with a marketing proposal. When you and I are talking, this is a listing presentation PDF that you'll want to include. So we talk about your profile. We talk about the Resource Center and all of the assets that are available to you. This is kind of our hub, the Resource Center, and all 50,000 Berkshire Hathaway sales professionals worldwide has a username and password for the Resource Center. Make sure you know what yours are. If you have any questions about logging in or any questions while you're in there, you can always reach out to the customer success team at the number you see on the screen, or shoot them an email or chat with them. Chat's also available on the website as well. But make sure you know what your login is. Whenever you first log in, you're going to see your profile in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. This is where you can manage everything that appears on bhhs.com. So if you need to update your profile, your photo, maybe edit your email address, maybe change the spelling of your name, or add your mobile phone as the primary phone, you can do that all in your profile in the upper right-hand corner. One of the first things I wanted to point out also is marketing resource. On the homepage, there's a big tile called marketing resource. As soon as you click on that, this is your online one-stop shopping for all of your marketing materials. They're already branded, beautifully designed, ready for you to go, and there's videos, e-cards, social media images, and monthly newsletter that you can send out. All of these assets are available in Marketing Resource. There's over 3,000 templates available to you, and a lot of those have MLS integration. So what that means is that whenever you put a listing into the MLS, within 24 to 48 hours later, you can log into Marketing Resource, go to a just listed e-card, select the MLS number of the property, and it will automatically pull in all of the photos, the address, the description, the features, the MLS number, the price, and you can keep it as is. So in just a matter of minutes, you can create a beautifully designed e-card ready to go out to your sphere. You can edit it if you need to, but if not, it's all ready to go. One of the other things, whenever you log into Marketing Resource, we talk a lot about Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices being real estate's forever brand. We're super proud of that, and you are the forever agent. So there are all kinds of forever agent marketing materials available to you in Marketing Resource. It's on that big bar as soon as you log in. And once you're in there, right now, they keep adding more, but right now there is 169 assets on forever agent marketing, ready for you to just click, customize, and send out to your sphere. We talk a lot about video also. Everybody loves a good video. So you have available to you as part of your benefit of being with our company is Video Cast by Social Boost. This is where you can create videos, listing videos, market area videos, thank you videos, whatever kind of videos you want to create, you can create those in your Video Cast, all part of your marketing resource. To learn more about VideoCast by Social Boost, you can check out a course on the Learn Center. So to access the Learn Center, you go back to the homepage, click on Learn Center, and it takes you to the Learn Center resource. You can search for any topic you want to. There's always helpful topics up at the top as well. Like if you wanted to learn more about Sage CRM, maybe luxury marketing, maybe military marketing, maybe you wanted to learn more about social media resource, maybe you wanted to hear a podcast before you go on a listing appointment. Whatever topic you want, all of those resources are available to you in Learn Center. Maybe marketing a property, maybe luxury marketing, maybe even you wanted to create your business plan. All of these assets are available to you. For all of our sales professionals who may also do commercial real estate or specialize in commercial real estate, we have commercial resource available to you. Just ask your branch office manager to set you up with the commercial resource role. And the way that you access that is once you're logged into the resource center, the tic-tac-toe board in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, that will take you to the app launcher. In the app launcher is where you'll see commercial resource. And this is what allows you to create your profile in the dashboard for commercial resource. And if you have any active commercial properties, you can upload those as well. And they'll all appear on the bhhscre.com website, which is the commercial services website for Berkshire Hathaway. Back to the homepage, one of the other things I wanted to point out is Lead Resource. Lead Resource takes you to your dashboard of Lead Resource. And this is where you can do a bunch of different things. There's the navigation tab on the left-hand side. Your profile to set it is in the upper right-hand corner as well. You just may want to check that out the first time you go in there just to make sure everything's good to go. But a couple of things you can do in Lead Resources, you can send a quick email, you can assign an action plan to any of your contacts, and do all sorts of things. So back to the homepage, one of the other tiles I wanted to point out was Buyer Match. And this is powered by our partners at BuySide. And we pay for an upgraded version of Buyer Match for all of our sales professionals called BuySide. And this is what allows you to capture seller leads, win more listings, and close more transactions. So once you click on that Buyer Match tile, it's going to log you into your dashboard. And one of the things I wanted to point out was the home valuation website. Every one of our sales professionals has your own home valuation URL. Pretty much it's your own Zillow. You can use it any way you want to. You can market it any way you want to. But this is a way potential sellers can quickly and easily get 3 estimates of value on their property. It's branded to you. If they ask a question, if they sign up for a monthly report, you get notified that is an absolute seller lead. Follow up with them directly. So it's very cool. Check it out today. You can do it right now. Just go to propertyvalues.bhhsfloridarealty.com/ whatever email address you have in the resource center. That's the email address that you use on the extension of that website. And you should see your contact information on that website. If you don't, let us know and we'll be able to fix it, but you absolutely should. So let's talk about social media resource. Social media is a huge part of today's marketing. So on social media resource, this is where you can connect your business Facebook page, your Twitter account, your LinkedIn account, and also now your Instagram account. And this is where you can set to automatically post real estate related articles, engaging articles that you look like the real estate rock star. They're all professionally written by our friends at RAS Media, but they're branded to you and your landing page. So all you need to do is set up your connections and posts will automatically go on your behalf. Elaine had mentioned that you have access to benefits and discount with being part of our company. This is where you find it. So once you're logged into the Resource Center, you're going to see the Benefits and Discounts tab at the top. And this will take you over to all of the options and discounts that are available to you. If you have Verizon, if you have T-Mobile, make sure you're getting the discount by being affiliated with our company. We could save you like 18 to 20% in some cases. If you're looking for a new car, we have a Ford X Plan program as well as a discount program with BMW. So please check it out. Take advantage of these services. And if you have any questions on any of these, you can always reach out to the customer success team and they're happy to help. We're all about home services, providing that full experience to all of our home buyers and our home sellers. And we do this through all of our partners. And this is your team. And we're super proud of this. But with some of our other preferred partners, if you're looking for somebody to take professional photos, we partner with VHD. Maybe home inspection, Amerispec. You've heard from Joey Margolis at American Home Shield. If you're looking to do direct mail marketing, we have a partnership with Express Docs. maybe to do some luxury marketing, I'll partner you with the Wall Street Journal or Unique Homes. So just hopefully we feel comfortable and confident recommending these partners to you because they provide the level of service that we expect, and we've already vetted them. So if you have any questions on them, let us know. Okay, add another action item for you. If you have not created your RPR account, put that on your to-do list this week. RPR is provided to you from being affiliated with the National Association of Realtors. It's Realtors Property Resource. RPR reports allow you to tell the story of a home, neighborhood, city, heat maps, and it's beyond the listing. It compiles all of the information revolving around a address or an area and puts it into one easy to use system. If you're working with a buyer that's moving here from out of town, use RPR. If you're going on a listing appointment, use RPR. If you wanted to really delve into your farm area and your market area, use your RPR account. So what you're going to do, go to narrpr.com, create your account, and then download the app. The app is GPS enabled, and it'll allow you, as you're driving around the neighborhood, if you come across a property and you want to know more about that, pull up your RPR app. It'll find that property wherever you're located, or you can type in an address. You'll be blown away by the professional reports that are available to you, branded to you with your contact information, and just amazing. It just elevates your professionalism as a forever agent. So back to some of our company initiatives with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices Florida Realty. Luxury Collection of Florida Marketing Program. This provides maximum exposure for your luxury listing. So our one-of-a-kind luxury homes marketing program is 100% company paid. And we partner with the Unique Homes, where we actually print a 40-page soft cover magazine, which if you have a luxury collection listing that qualifies to be part of our program, that listing will appear in this print magazine for the life of the listing, but it will also be inserted into that upcoming edition of Unique Homes. We print it 4 times a year. It's super impressive. Make sure you take one of these magazines with you when you're going on a listing appointment that happens to be in that luxury space. You should see copies of our Luxury Collection of Florida magazine in your branch offices. And like I said, all listings will be advertised for the life of the listing. We also enhance it online at uniquehomes.com, their digital magazine, our digital magazine, and the Wall Street Journal. We will also pay for a professional photographer to meet you at the property and take high resolution photos that you can use in your marketing and we can use in our marketing as well. We'll also create a virtual tour and stick it on YouTube too as part of our program. There's only a couple of requirements for a property to be included in our luxury collection, which means it has to be in the top 10% of the market area, at least a 6-month listing, and at least a 3% commission on the listing side. Each one of our service areas has a benchmark. All of this information is available on our intranet as well. And again, it's 100% company paid. All we ask you to do is talk about it whenever you're on that listing appointment, and I guarantee it will absolutely win you that luxury listing. Michelle Serrano, she's our Luxury Collection of Florida manager, and she's available to you as well. You can email her or give her a call, any question that you may have on the luxury collection. So I've already asked you to visit bhhs.com. You appear there, your listings appear there as well, but the same thing on our company website at bhhsfloridarealty.com. Consumers can search for you, they can search for properties, and I would encourage you to search for yourself just as a consumer would. Make sure your photo's up to date, your contact information is correct. If you have active listings, make sure they appear underneath your profile. You are the contact on all of your listings on our company website as well. Now let's talk a little about listing syndication. When you're on that listing appointment and presenting a marketing proposal to your potential seller, we want to give you the tools to win that allow you to win that listing. And listing syndication is part of that. They want to know how you're going to market their property. Jawai.com, we send a data feed of our listings to Jawai.com. It's China's largest international property portal that attracts over 2 million affluent Chinese consumers monthly. all of our listings appear here. They also appear on Financial Times of London, Wall Street Journal, and if the property is $1 million and above, it will also appear on mansionglobal.com, which is Wall Street Journal's premier luxury website. We also have a partnership with Wall Street Journal, Europe and Asia, and all over the WeChat channel. We also syndicate our listings to the international MLS, which means as you're talking to your seller, potential seller, tell them not only are you going to list their property in the local MLS, but it will also be featured in the international MLS as well. We also syndicate our listings over to globallistings.com. And Global Listings is one of the top ranked real estate websites in the world because they have real estate content that Google loves. So it attracts eyeballs here too. But you don't have to remember all this. We have what we call our path of a listing, global exposure 24/7. It shows you exactly what happens to your listing once you put it into the MLS and everywhere it goes. So hopefully you can download this diagram. It's available on our intranet, and I'll show you how to access that in just a couple minutes. Oh yeah, and we tweet about all of our listings as well. So as you enter a listing into the MLS, we take that data feed, we create a virtual tour on that, put it in your Paradigm Marketing Suite account, email you the link that you can copy and paste that unbranded tour link in your MLS, but we'll also automatically tweet about it. So you'll know that that listing will be exposed to all of our followers on Twitter. And talking about online and digital marketing, we will automatically create a digital ad for you on your behalf. And again, talk about it whenever you're on that listing appointment. It will allow you to win more listings and wow your sellers. So whenever you put that listing into the MLS, we also send a data feed to our partners at Chalk Digital. They will create a digital ad for your property, and they'll typically use that first photo that you put in the MLS. It's branded to you with your contact information, and it will go automatically to every person that raised their hand online and said they're interested in real estate within a 15-mile radius of that property listing for 7 days. Automatically, you don't have to do a thing. But what I encourage you to do, as soon as you get that notification that your digital ad is ready, and I think that notification comes from either BHHS or Chalk Digital, but if you see that your digital ad is ready, log into your dashboard, your Chalk Digital dashboard, and enter your seller's email address, because we want this ad, your digital ad, to kind of pretty much follow your sellers everywhere online and on their mobile device, everywhere they go for the 7-day period as well. And that they will be blown away by your digital marketing ad strategy. And all you had to do that and create that experience is add your seller's email address to the campaign. Again, it's the automated listing program. Chalk Digital offers a lot of other different programs as well. So if you're looking to do additional digital advertising, check out all their products powered by Chalk Digital. This is the notification that you'll receive in your email, and it'll say customized ad and register client. So whenever you click on that, it will log you into the resource center and just click on the Chalk Digital tile. And it's always a good idea to update your information in the resource center, which we already talked about. Make sure your photo is up to date, your email address is correct, your mobile number appears, and it's connected to your MLS agent ID. To access the Chalk Digital dashboard from the home page of the resource center, it's that tile, that first big tile on the left-hand side. And we create a website for every one of your listings also. So if you currently have active listings in the MLS, you can quickly and easily check them out online if you go to bhhsfloridarealty.com/the MLS number. And as a Prima agent, if you're a Prima member, you can do the same thing with your Prima website as well. yourprimawebsite.com/MLS number. Tell your potential sellers this. You'll create a beautiful website for their listing that includes property details, market snapshot, community information, market trends, multiple photos, the virtual tour link, and best of all, your contact information. And on every one of our active listings as well that appears on our website, consumers can request a showing either in person or virtually. So that's on the property details page as well. And property views. So if your seller asks you how many times their property's been viewed, go to that website link, scroll to the bottom, and it will show you and them exactly how many times their listing has been viewed on our website. I had mentioned Prima. If you're interested in our Prima program, it's our in-house technology package that we offer to all of our sales professionals. Prima is an acronym that stands for Platinum Real Estate Internet Marketing and Mobile Advantage. You can check out an example of a Prima website at primawebsite.com if you're interested. But as a Prima agent, consumers can search all of the IDX properties with you as the contact. We connect with the MLS directly. You don't have to do that. It's updated automatically. And right out of the box, you have a professional, beautiful looking website. We also automatically connected to your buyer match home valuation link, which is the what is your home worth get report tab on your homepage of your Prima website too. So you don't have to worry about that. We also tie it to new construction, as well as a video resource center and news center. You can sign people up to subscribe to your monthly newsletter that you don't have to write. It's done automatically for you. So I would just become real familiar with your news tab. And we translated it and use Google Translator to translate your website into other languages. And Prima websites are all built in responsive design, which means that no matter what device they're viewing your website on, they all have the same experience. As a Prima agent also, we have Advantage Pro for all of our listings for Realtor.com, but as a Prima member, you're the contact on all of your listings on Realtor.com. And what that means is that your photo appears, your contact information appears, not the company. If somebody fills out that contact request form, it goes directly to you. If they request a showing, it goes directly to you as a Prima agent. And we also include 5 Street, which is autoresponder, included with part of your Prima package. Waiving the setup fee. So if you're interested in Prima, your office has all of the Prima setup forms, and it's only $99 a month after you get set up. There's free training. You have access to edit your website and so much more. If you're an existing Prima agent and you wanted to upgrade your Prima service to an HTTPS, which means that it would sit on a secure server, you can now do that. It's $60 for the whole entire year. Let us know, shoot us an email, and we'll send you the information on how to do that. All of the Prima information can be found on our intranet. We talk about our intranet a lot. Access our internet, you just go to floridarealtyinternet.com, and on the left-hand navigation, it's Prima Info. Our intranet is different than the resource center. The intranet is specific just to our company at Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices Florida Realty, whereas the resource center is for all 50,000 Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices sales professionals worldwide. Once you go to floridarealtyinternet.com, the username is the same exact for everybody in our company. It's Florida Realty. The password, however, is unique to your branch office. So just you may already know what your 7500 number is from your branch. Could be 7545, 7550, 7529, 7533. Whatever that number is, that's your password to log in. And there's so many marketing materials in there as well, specific to you. Please check them out. Download, pick and choose what you need to. We have our luxury collection of Florida, all of our logos, the presentation, a little bit the application, the minimum price points, but we also have standard listing presentation materials as well. If you needed a listing presentation book, we have it available online in digital format. You can just go to floridarealtylistingbook.com. You can use it any way you want to. You can send the link ahead of time to your potential sellers, just confirming your appointment. You can just use it as your listing presentation and go through the pages. Or if you wanted to, you can always download the presentation and just kind of pick and choose what works best in your marketing. Like I said, we have all of our luxury collection of Florida marketing materials, including our logos, available to you. But I also wanted to point out we have the Florida Do Not Call list. So if you're looking to cold call and prospect, and this does not apply to anybody that's already reached out on your website and asked for information, but if you're just strictly looking at cold call to prospect, you still need to check that Do Not Call list. We update this list every 30 days. You can go to Florida Do Not Call list, put in 10 numbers at a time, and it will automatically tell you, yes, you can, or no, you can't call somebody. We also have a link over to our preferred service partners, including Express Docs and Toolkit CMA. So if you happen to be looking for a kind of a differentiating tool when creating a CMA, you may want to check out Toolkit CMA. We offer it to you at a discount, so more information is on our intranet. I had mentioned that we send a data feed over to our partners at Paradigm, which happens to be owned by Constellation, which is our webmaster. So anytime you take a new listing, we'll put it in, and you put it in the MLS and add at least 6 photos, we'll automatically put it in your own Paradigm Marketing Suite account, create a virtual tour, a visual tour, a video tour for you on your behalf, send you the link, and it's automatically done for you. There's no extra work. Price and status changes are automatically done. You can log into your account and edit the tour if you wanted to. You can use your Paradigm Marketing Suite any way you wanted to. And you can add unlimited photos, you can add videos, you can change the voiceover, and we'll automatically post that video on YouTube as well. One of the other couple of cool things that you can do in your Paradigm Marketing Suite is hold a virtual walkthrough, chat with customers, set up a Zoom meeting in the chat, and which allows you to stay connected anywhere, anytime through your Paradigm Marketing Suite. There's also a mobile app. So once you have your Paradigm Marketing Suite account, you can download the app as well. It just makes it easier if you're on a mobile, like a tablet or an iPad. And the way that you get set up with your Paradigm account is when you first join our company, you take your first listing, have at least 6 photos, we'll automatically create your Paradigm Marketing Suite for you and send you the information for your login. And we want you to wow your customers instantly with a product called Agent Icon. Agent Icon is a company paid benefit available to all of our sales professionals. And all you have to do, it's super duper simple. Take a picture and text that image to the number you see on the screen and see what happens next. You will instantly get back camera ready branded images that can be used for social posts, new listings, open houses, virtual open houses, happy customers, and more. You can try it out today. It's all good to go. It's ready at your fingertips. Take a picture in landscape mode, not portrait mode. Text that image to the number you see on the screen, or if you have that image on the computer, you can email it as well. And it's a great way to show your marketing power in an instant when you're on a listing appointment too. If you wanted to learn more about Agent Icon, you can watch a 2-minute video. The link will be embedded in the presentation that I'm going to send out. Or if you happen to be in Marketing Resource, just type in Agent Icon and Kelly will tell you all about it. Every day, you're also going to receive an email from Agent Icon, and it's from posts@agenticon.com. And I highly encourage you to add this email address to your contact list. The subject line is your daily social media content to post, and it's going to have an image of the day. So if you wanted, as part of your business plan, and you wanted to enhance your social media strategy, what I would do when I get that image of the day, I would download that image on my phone, upload it to my social media, and a lot of times those images are geared towards selling a home. I would link that image to my property valuation home URL. Remember that buyer match valuation, your own Zillow link. I would link those two together to generate seller leads. Instantly find out how much your home is worth. So it's all good reminders. One of the other things I wanted to make sure that you knew about was our Forever Concierge program. This is a complimentary service for you and your customers. And all of this information can be found on the homepage of our intranet. You are the forever agent. We are the forever brand. And your personal concierge service allows you to stay in touch with your customers for life. And this is a great way to do it. We also have Real Scout. This is another company paid benefit. And the Real Scout Platinum platform combines revolutionary buyer data-driven data listing tools to help you win more listings, sell more listings, and it gives your buyers an industry best home search experience. And I encourage you to activate your Real Scout account. And it is just an incredible way, easy way to provide an experience for your buyers that's unique to you. It captures their interest, engages, and allows you to convert your buyers instantly when they're looking at property. This is what your dashboard looks like. So if you happen to be working with buyers, what I would do, I would activate your Real Scout account and add your clients to this program and add an alert. So if they happen to be looking in Coral Springs, you can set up a Real Scout property alert. Again, the reason why you want to do it in this platform, it's just an easy way um, to navigate through the MLS. It's all private. There's no other ads, no other distractions, no other realtors, and it learns the preferences of your buyers. So every time your buyers engage in a property, it will ask them, do you like it? What do you like about it? Do you like the kitchen? Do you need more? Do you like the backyard? How do you rate that? It can compare properties side by side by kitchens. It is a very just a very enhanced way. It engages your customers with smart, intelligent conversational text, and you don't have to do anything. What I suggest is activate your Real Scout account, create your alert, add you as a contact, create an alert for you, maybe in your farm area or market area, and see how the system works. And you will be absolutely convinced to add all of your buyers on this platform too. So, like I said, why Real Scout? It's a private search platform branded to you. There's no ads, no distractions. It allows you to stay connected to your customers. It provides actual better results than your MLS, and it provides a better experience for your customers. And you can easily identify red hot conversion moments. Set up listing alerts for your buyers, set up market alerts for your sellers, and you can activate your account today. If you have any questions on this, you can just email support@realscout.com and get started. All of this information is also on our intranet if you go to tools and resources in the Real Scout section too. Another thing I wanted to point out is as a realtor with our company, your customers can now deposit their their escrow deposit online. And I know that Rob Dutcher from Florida Title and Guarantee also has the Zachem app, which allows you to deposit escrow accounts, but that's only if Florida Title and Guarantee is holding escrow. If Berkshire Hathaway is holding escrow, you can, your customers can safely deposit their escrow online. And to access this, it's on the footer of our homepage. If you go to bhhsfloridarealty.com, scroll to the bottom and it says online escrow deposits, and it will take them over to the link with instructions on how to do this. Buyers and sellers, we have Form Simplicity Ultimate Edition for all of our sales professionals. We pay for the Enhanced Edition, which means you have unlimited e-signing and unlimited storage transaction as well. You can access Form Simplicity from your MLS, or you can go to bhhsfr.formsimplicity.com. The importance of email. We have 1,700 sales professionals throughout our 30 offices. We communicate a lot via email, so please make sure that your branch office administrator and your branch office manager has your latest and greatest email address, and make sure that you are receiving our emails. Elaine had mentioned, excuse me, that we want you to stay up to date and informed with everything that's going on in the real estate industry. Ray will send you emails a lot, keeping you up to date. And every day you should be receiving the Industry Insider. Excuse me, I've been talking too much. And this is just helpful articles that, again, allows you to stay up to date and in touch with everything that's going on within the real estate industry from a national perspective. If you're not getting these emails, let us know. We'll make sure that you're on our email distribution list. But the sender, please add to your your contact list. It's news@rasmedia.news. We have a lot of tools and resources available to you with being part of our company, but we also have help to go along with that. This is our health flyer. You've probably seen this in your branch office. This is available on our intranet as well. If you want to download this, and it has access to all of our preferred partners, you can call them, you can email them anytime. Just mention you're with our company and they're happy to help. Sabrina Lacania, she is our e-commerce manager. She's available in the office as well. If you have questions, you can email her or call her. But to be honest with you, any question that you have regarding anything online, websites, technology, anything like that, you can always email ecommerce@bhhsfloridarealty.com, and we're happy to assist. And lean in with our partners. Like I said, we're all in this together. This is your team. We want to create your experience for your customers with the best of the best in the industry, with Prosperity Home Mortgage, American Home Shield, Home Services Insurance, and Florida Title and Guarantee Agency. And we're so glad you're with us in our company. Thank you for joining us today. That's all I have. We're wrapping up about 10 minutes early. I don't see any questions. Again, thanks for hanging in with us today. Really appreciate your time. I will make sure to email all of these slides out to you. So thank you so much and have a great day.